The Galactic Trade Station orbited a blue dwarf star on the edge of council space, a massive wheel of metal and commerce where 1,000 species conducted business under strictly enforced neutrality laws. Dani Martinez had been working there for exactly 3 weeks as a logistics intern, and she was already bored out of her mind. Another shipment manifest to verify, she muttered, scrolling through her data. The characters shifted between 3 different alien languages before her translator implant kicked in. Boxers always boxers. She'd left Earth thinking interstellar trade would be exciting, negotiating with tentacled merchants, discovering exotic goods from distant worlds. Instead, she spent 8 hours a day checking inventory in warehouse. 7-Delta. A commotion near the loading bay caught her attention. 6 Krellian security guards, their forearms straining, were attempting to maneuver a medium-sized cargo crate onto an anti-grav dolly. The Krellians were thick-bodied creatures, averaging 7 feet tall with muscle mass that should have made the job trivial. Yet they grunted and clicked their mandibles in obvious distress. "Careful," one of them chittered. "The contents are delicate." Dani wandered over, curiosity overriding her usual protocol of staying invisible and out of trouble. The crate was perhaps 4 feet on each side, stamped with handling codes she recognized as indicating fragile archaeological artifacts. "Need help?" she asked. All 6 Krellians froze, their compound eyes fixed on her, a small human, barely wearing the bright orange jumpsuit that marked her as the lowest-ranking employee in the facility. Human Dani, the lead guard, whose name badge read Z.H. Krell, spoke slowly. "This is security matter. Please return to your duties." "Sure, but you guys look like you're struggling." "What's in there?" "Vorantine crystal sculptures. Each piece is worth more than your yearly compensation." The crate mass is approximately. Zexkrell consulted a device strapped to his lower right arm. 320 kilograms. Our species' standard load-bearing capacity maxes at 60 kilograms per individual. Dani did the mental math. 320 kilograms was about 700 pounds. She'd grown up on a ranch in Montana, had been throwing hay bales since she was 12, and the reduced gravity on the station was actually lower than Earth standard. "Mind if I take a look at the anti-grav settings?" Dani approached the dolly, which lay on its side, apparently damaged during the loading attempt. "The repulsor unit is malfunctioning," another guard explained. "We have some in maintenance, but they are 40 minutes away. The auction house will impose severe penalties if delivery is delayed." Dani crouched down, examined the dolly, then stood and wiped her hands on her jumpsuit. "Yeah, that's fried. You'll need a new one." "We know this," Geskrell said, a note of frustration in his translated voice. "Hence our difficulty." What happened next would become station legend. Dani walked to the crate, bent her knees, wrapped her arms around the bottom edge, and lifted. The crate rose smoothly off the deck plating. She adjusted her grip, settled the weight against her hip, and looked at the stunned Krellians. "Which bay are we going to?" 6 pairs of compound eyes stared in absolute silence. Bay 17. Z.H. Krell finally managed. "Cool, lead the way." Dani followed the security team through the warehouse, carrying the 320-kilogram crate like it was a basket of laundry. Her boots clanged on the metal deck plating. The Krellians kept glancing back at her, their antennae twitching in what she'd learned was their version of nervous confusion. They passed a group of merchants, floating gaseous beings in containment spheres, who paused their conversation to watch. Then a cluster of insectoid Vixter workers, whose antenna-based communication created visible ripples of surprise in their pheromone cloud. "How is this possible?" One of the younger Krellians whispered to Zexkrell. "I do not know. Humans are classified as a Class 4 species. Moderate strength, moderate durability. This should not. Your classification system might need updating." Dani called back cheerfully. She wasn't even winded. "Earth's got higher gravity than most council worlds. Plus, I grew up doing farm work. You develop some muscle." By the time they reached Bay 17, a small crowd had gathered. Word had spread through the station's communication networks. A human intern was carrying a crate that required 6 Krellian security guards. Dani gently set the crate down on the designated platform, being extra careful with the precious cargo inside. She straightened, rolled her shoulders, and smiled at the auction house representative, a spindly Quarian whose eye stalks nearly fell off in shock. "Delivered safe and sound," Dani said. "Sign here, please." The representative signed with trembling appendages. Geskrell approached Dani, his posture suggesting deep respect. "Human Dani, I must apologize for dismissing your offer of assistance. Your capabilities were ... unexpected." "No worries. Happy to help. I must file a report on this incident." Standard protocol requires documentation when species exhibit abilities outside established parameters. He paused. Would you be interested in security work? Our department has several openings. Danny considered it. Better pay than logistics. Certainly. More interesting than counting boxes. I'll think about it, she said. Later that evening, Danny met her friend Jasper Chen, another human intern, at the station's cafeteria. Jasper worked in the xenobiology department and had already heard 3 different versions of the story. So you really carried a 700-pound crate across the warehouse? Jasper asked, grinning. Yeah, but the gravity here is only 0.7 standard. That makes it more like 600 pounds Earth equivalent. Danny shrugged. Honestly, wasn't that bad. Jasper laughed. You know what this means, right? Humans are going to get reclassified. Every species in council space uses those old parameters from first contact. Nobody's updated them in 50 years. Good. Maybe they'll stop being so surprised when we do normal human things. Normal for us is superhuman for them. Danny, you just became a station legend. Danny smiled into her coffee. Actual Earth coffee. Worth its weight in platinum out here. Well, if anyone needs furniture moved, I know a girl. The next morning, Danny found a formal offer on her datapad. Chief of Security, Warehouse Division. The pay was triple her current salary. She accepted immediately. After all, somebody had to show the galaxy what humans could really do.